Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. How's everyone doing today? Let's see. Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin currently trading at 88,575 and 94 cents. It was a little bit pumpy. Um, it kind of just turned around, like just turned around. But it's trying to get back above that lower trend line. So we'll see what happens. We're currently sitting at, like I said, 88,591. Let's get rid of these bad boys and refresh our liquidation heat map. See what we got. Interesting. Okay, so they did liquidate some bulls and some bears, it looks like. We've got 88,436. We've got 89,700. We've got, I'm gonna go right here, I guess, 87,039. And the tip top, we've got 90,964. Okay, that is our range. We stayed in the range until early today, which is usually what happens. For some reason, Saturdays, we just don't get any price action. It's kind of crazy. Our RSI is sitting right above the moving average. Kind of lingering, kind of playing around with it. We're getting a little dumpy here, which is very surprising. I think. Maybe not. See, we got a lot of selling pressure, which is kind of freaking me out a little bit on the 4-hour time frame. But we'll see what happens. Like I said before, there's definitely wash trading that happens during the month of December, so there's a chance that the remainder of the month is just going to be boring, weird, choppy behavior. We got a lot of dots on our momentum wave. On Market Cipher, positive money flow just started on Thursday and has consistently stayed positive. We do have a green dot on the momentum wave at the moment, so short-term time frame, this uptrend, I guess, was signaled, I would say. ETH is up 0.12%. Before I go to ETH, Bitcoin dominance 59.58. Hopefully this continues to break down. It is some good news for our altcoins. Altcoins, it's a mixed bag right now, but they're looking relatively good against Bitcoin. ETH currently sitting just above 3K. We are at 3,008 and 37 cents. This actually looks awesome. We know we've had positive money flow on ETH since the beginning of December. We get a green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside, and we got a consistent bounce off of our moving average since we broke above it on Thursday. So we're looking good. I'm so excited for next week. We've officially got everything done for Christmas, and I only have to work Monday and Tuesday, which is pretty sick. Solana currently sitting at 125.70. Let's see if we can get back above our neckline. I like that we're breaking above this downtrend. And by breaking above, I mean we are chopping sideways out of it. We've seen this 1,000 times. And eventually, you know, our trajectory will change to curl up, which is awesome. That's leading into the week of Christmas, so I'm super stoked about that. We are down 0.18% at the moment. Can we close, I guess, the next 4-hour at midnight green? Or are we going to be closing with this red candle? We do have positive money flow on Solana as well since Monday, it looks like, thereabouts. I'm not a fan, again, of these candles, the candle wicks, indicative of some selling pressure, but you can't win them all. Let's get above that neckline around 130 and see where we end up after that. Total 3, currently sitting down 0.11% on the day. 835.95, 835.67, 835. Positive money flow on this. I'm not sure how that translates, but since Friday, we got double green dot as well before and after this crazy bearish red candle. We got a nice bounce off of 800, which is awesome. That was my slightly bullish bear market guess. So we got a nice bounce off of that. Can we get back above this yellow trend line? Is my next question. I do see an inverse head and shoulder. I don't know. It's kind of fugly, but we'll see how it plays out. Maybe we got potential to get to like 880. I don't know. We'll see. As of right now, though, we are getting a little red. So ADA is down 0.76% on the day, currently trading at 36.34. Having trouble getting back above this yellow trend line. We got a wick indicative of some selling pressures, same as these ones, same as all the other charts. Volume could be a little bit better. I like that we're holding 36, but I want to continue to hold 36. I think that's important. Vahid said, when bear market bottom? Some people are saying we hit it already. Some people are saying we haven't. They've definitely been doing their job to make sure that no one is winning. Bears and bulls are getting liquidated left and right. Unless you're trading like 2, 3, 4x, you're probably getting destroyed. Or you could have tight stop losses. JY's Avenger said Monad coming back from the ashes. Watch out. Nice. Yeah, somebody said they wanted me to do a deep dive on Monad, so we're going to check that out for sure. But yeah, ADA, struggling a little bit here. Let's see it get back above the AL trend line. Snack is up 1.51% on the day, currently trading at 0.00096761. We lost another zero. We lost that same zero a second time. I want to get back above 1 and keep trading higher. But time will tell. We got a red dot on the momentum wave point to the downside. That is from earlier today. And we're about to flip bearish. We also got a bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI a couple hours ago as well. So it's not looking too hot. XRP down 0.54% on the day, currently trading at 191.20. Having trouble getting above 195, it seems. 195 seems to be the common denominator resistance right here. I really want to get above that. We're forming a fugly inverse head and shoulder here too, so there's potential there to probably get above $2 again. That would be a big deal. Looking good. Red dot on the momentum wave point to the downside. Bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI. And it looks like it just rejected as well. We got our bearish cross rejection, probably continuation. We'll see what happens there. Lunk. I thought I got rid of Lunk. Hold on. So I've been kind of loading up on night. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Big fat red candle right now, but looks good. I'm getting rid of Lunk in favor of Night. Night is midnight. It's Cardano native, in case you guys are unaware. It's also available on most centralized exchanges. It's a privacy coin. And I'm a fan, mainly because of the price action. If it starts to perform badly, I might change my mind. But we got positive money flow since December 19th. It is incredibly overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so it probably is due for a pullback here. We got a big fat red candle that is getting scooped up, indicative of some buy pressure, so we'll see where that ends up. Maybe this thing flies. Maybe this is going to be the darling of the next bull market. That'd be kind of crazy. XRP, like I said, getting above 195 is going to be a big deal. We're going to skip H-bar. SWE having trouble getting above 148. Also potentially forming a fugly inverse head and shoulder here. So keep an eye on that. Let's see if H-bar has one. Yeah, H-bar is a little bit vague, but it's there. RSI is struggling to stay above that moving average. We get a green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside. Same with SWE on both accounts. So yeah, let's get above 150 for SWE, and then we could start talking. Ondo really struggling to maintain any semblance of volume and bullishness. We really need more people to show up for this to I don't know, keep its market share, I would say. We've seen crazier things in the bear market, though. It's hard to say, like, oh, this isn't going to make a comeback, because we've seen things, like, actually die, go to zero, and then they make an epic roaring comeback, and then they're, like, the darling of the next market. So, Aerodrome down 1.64%. Struggling to stay above 50. We're at 49.70, 49.90. Yeah, getting above 50 is going to be a big deal. We got a confirmed green dot on Market Cipher. Pretty much at the Pico bottom. So let's see if that stays into play. Slowly grinding up. But yeah, you got that RSI cross and rejection over that moving average. So we'll see if that comes into play at all. Right down to the momentum wave point to the downside. I'm going to skip. Altcoin up 1.32% on the day. Currently trading at 29.39. I like it above 29.13. Can we get back above 32 next is the question, or even 30. You got your green dot at the Pico bottom of this bad boy on Market Cipher, pointing to the upside, looking good. Also green dot in your momentum wave. Tisha said, yo, are we calling the bottom again? I don't know. Not before January. I don't feel comfortable calling a bottom before January because people are going to wash trade up until January. So, and who knows how much money those people have. You guys like my thumbnail? I tried to get a little fancy with the thumbnail. But yeah, Bartcoin currently sitting at 29.39. Let's see if we can get above 30 next. RSI looking good, riding above that moving average. Pith, man, Cass is really struggling, isn't it? Well, I guess they got that lower trend line kind of hit, which was a previous upper trend line. Pith down 0.67% on the day, sitting at 0.0591. Green dot on market cipher, kind of right here, kind of the Pico low, before the big fat angry red candle though. RSI cross bearish over the moving average and is rejecting. He said maybe bottom in Q4 2026. That'd be crazy. Joe has of interest. Gold just hit a new all-time high. I think, and again, I'll be wrong if I'm wrong, but I do think that we're gonna have a fun 2026. But the worst case scenario is that scenario for Heat bottoming in Q4 2026. Because then everyone's going to be like, oh, it's going to be the 1 year of bear market and then 3 years of bull market. Because that's got to be the law after that. You know? So, I don't know. I'm already bag holding, so. I was pretty excited about the title of the stream. Ho ho hodl. That was pretty good. Okay. Avalanche. Ooh, Avalanche got back above this lower trend line. Now we need to take advantage of this potential fugly inverse head and shoulder and get back above our legacy trend line, which that could potentially put us right there. Look at that. I really want to get back above this. This line right here is so important. I'm going to make it thicker because of how important it is. So I really want to get back above that. We do have a green dot on market cipher just before our violently bearish candle. We also got a green dot in the momentum wave point to the upside. Unfortunately, we got a bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI and rejecting. Fahid said Avalanche just couldn't get back to all-time high this cycle. Nothing did. There was like 4 alts that reached all-time highs. Chainlink is sitting at 0.00 for the day. Break even. We're at 1244. Kind of lingering in between 1239 and 1268. It's so weird how these lines actually become relevant. Like, they're literally just based off of where the price has moved before. You know, that's a little bounce. There's like, who knows? But like, what are the odds of that actually coming into play? We're sitting right above 1239. Having trouble getting above 1268, so that's going to be a big deal if we break that. We got a green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside. Like I said, green dot on market cipher just before our violently bearish candle. Bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI, and a seeming rejection of that moving average. Pengu looks okay. Silver up another 2.01% on the day, currently trading at 68.48. This thing is on a monstrous run, and it continues. It is up 1.97%. 68.49. Yeah, this thing, I don't know. I have no words for Silver's performance. It's been monstrous run. I'm just impressed. It's just like crazy impressive. Let's go take a look at gold. I don't know when Silver's going to stop. 70 psychological. Gold also looks amazing. 43.79 and 94 cents. This bad boy keeps us up. I have a target of 48 and a big boy target of 51. I just don't know, man. This thing, it's a very shallow, slow mover, but it still moves. Like, a lot. It's crazy how much this thing moves. DXY down 0.12% on the day, sitting at 98.50, 98.60. Can we get a continuation to the downside on the DXY? Because I feel like that does good for our assets that we hold. MicroStrategy is up 4.16% of the day. We'll see what it opens at tomorrow. I really want to see it get above 167. I really do. G Immortal said everything is at all-time high except Crapo. NASDAQ also looks great. We'll see what it opens. S&P, same thing. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a big one. Bitcoin's chilling. You guys think Santa rally or no? Let's do a poll. Poll in the chat. Let's see, Santa rally leading into New Year's. All right, let me know what you guys think. Santa rally leading into New Year's, yes or no? Poll in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. We will be streaming on Christmas. I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble for that, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because I've been going every single day for over a year. It's been a lot of fun, though. For real. I appreciate you guys. All right, news. This was an amazing quote. If you guys are in the Discord, you probably already saw this. I thought it was amazing. Imagine playing Monopoly and never buying any asset or investment that generates income. Imagine you just went around collecting $200, giving your money to the rich, and trying to stay out of jail. Sounds ridiculous? That's how most people live their lives. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. So yeah, do with that information what you will. But if you do decide to purchase assets or invest at all, please use my affiliate links. Wells Fargo issuing credit against Bitcoin. Recent reports from December 2025 indicating that Wells Fargo has begun issuing credits such as loans or credit lines against Bitcoin as collateral, marking significant shift in traditional banking toward cryptocurrency integration. This development aligns with broader institutional adoption driven by regulatory changes like Basel III reforms, which have classified Bitcoin as a higher tier asset, and rising demand for Bitcoin-backed financing, according to statements from MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor and coverage from sources like Cryptopolitan and Bitcoin. JOS Venture said crypto would have to go up for a Santa rally. G Immortal said Santa rally is real, but it wash sale will fade it. Wells Fargo joined other major U.S. banks, including J.P. Morgan, Citi, BNY Mellon, Charles Schwab, and Bank of America, in offering USD loans backed by Bitcoin holdings or spot Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock's IBIT. The bank reportedly expanded this in Q4 2025 following earlier policies allowing Bitcoin ETFs as collateral for loans and wealth management and trading. This is part of a wave where banks are moving from caution to active participation in crypto lending, with estimates of $50 billion in new credit line issued since September 2025. Note that this applies primarily to institutional or high net worth clients, and direct confirmation from Wells Fargo's official site isn't available yet, as banks most often roll out such features gradually. If you're a Wells Fargo customer interested in this, contacting your advisor and checking their wealth management services would be the best next step. Nice. Next, we got a update on Marty Party's Bitcoin white coffee accumulation according to December 21st, which is today. Christmas is in 4 days, guys. Christmas Eve is in 3. Are you excited? I know I am. Teacher said, did I hear that right? You're streaming on Christmas? Damn, my hat's off to you. I streamed last Christmas as well. I'm going to stream every single day for you guys. That's not a joke. Like, I have actually genuinely streamed every single day for over 12 months. I think I started in September of 2024. And we went through September 2025. So, exciting times for sure. So this is our white coffee accumulation. We are looking for a potential spike leading into at least Christmas. And then maybe we fall into January 1st, January 9th. We hit our spring and then we go to the moon. It's all estimate, so take that with a grain of salt. U.S. futures open up. Very cool. Kobayashi letter. Key events this week. Write these down. G Mortal said, hey JJ, what's your opinion on Tom Lee BMNR recent price prediction, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol? I will take a look at it. Tisha said, why do you do it? Why do I stream? I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It gives me an excuse to keep my fingers on the pulse of the market, and if I can help 1 or 2 people, that's worth it. But I do actually enjoy it. Is that weird? Because it's not incredibly lucrative. I am just having a good time. What is my opinion on Tom Lee BMNR recent price prediction? Let me look up what that was. They think we're in a bear market now, correct? 10 to 15% downside in stocks early 2026. Oh, geez, this is not playing sound, is it? Lee expects market to come back in force in 2026. April sell-offs, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he said ETH was going down to like 1,800 and Bitcoin was going down to like 50 or 60, didn't he? I don't know why you'd look up anything on Google anymore for crypto. I just need to go straight to X. Google is useless for crypto news. Let's see. Yeah, no. I don't know. Why can't I find it? Why am I struggling so much? Am I crazy? That's October 3rd. Yeah, I thought that he was bearish suddenly. Yeah, we think, okay, no, we think ETH 7 to 8 or 7 to 9. This is December 16th. Am I wrong? Was he bearish or bullish? Tishu said, not weird, just curious. I'll most likely show up. All right, nice. I feel like a lot of people listen to it later too, because I'll end a stream with 20, 30 views, and then I'll check it tomorrow and it'll be like 80, 90. So that's a lot of, a lot of people going back and checking it out, or new people showing up and watching it. It's a nice news update. Okay, G Immortal, if you could tell me what their price predictions were for Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. I can't seem to find it for some reason. I thought that they flipped bearish. Tell me price predictions, ETH, BTC, Sol. Nine hours ago. After aggressively calling 7,500, he's now targeting 1,800. This is why retail gets wrecked. Okay, I think I found it. ETH reaching 7,500 by year-end 2025 and 25K by 2028 would validate ETH as arguably one of the biggest macro trades over the next decade. So that post is from August 13th, and now he has changed his mind. Yeah, he's calling for Bitcoin 60 to 65 and ETH to 1,800 and Sol to 50 to 75. He said these levels would present attractive opportunities into year-end play if this view proves incorrect. I still prefer to play defense and wait for confirmation of strength. So this is the post right here. JWaz Avenger said they have some tweets saying Timely is bearish for the first half of 2026. Yeah, right here. 2026 crypto outlook, near-term headwinds, second half upside. Tom Lee said, my base case is meaningful drawdown in whatever the hell 1H 2026 is. I'm assuming that's supposed to be Q1. With Bitcoin falling to 60 to 65K, ETH to 1,800 to 2K, and Sol to 50 to 75. Honestly, if ETH falls that low, I'm going to buy some. Like, legit. That's a 33% drawdown from here. So, yeah. I do find it funny how quick they flip-flop, but you're supposed to pivot. We shouldn't shame them for pivoting. It's not like he's selling his bags. He's still accumulating, so you got to give him some credit. You're allowed to change your mind, especially in this evolving market. So, props to him. Kobe Letter. October PCE inflation data comes out on Monday. US Q3 2025 GDP data on Tuesday, as well as December CB consumer confidence data and October new home sales data. And then Wednesday, we got October durable goods orders data. And Thursday, stock market closed. Merry Christmas. More government shutdown data is coming this week. Interesting. Next, we've got active fund managers are struggling. Investors are on track to withdraw a record $605 billion from global active equity funds this year. This surpasses the previous record of $450 billion. It also marks the 10th annual outflow over the last 11 years. Over this period, active equity funds have recorded $3.1 trillion in net outflows. Meanwhile, only 29% of large cap mutual funds are outperforming their benchmarks year to date, the lowest percentage since 2019. This is far below the 35% average since 2007. Active management is in sharp decline. Damn. Yeah, teach you another thing, by the way, as well, is I feel like there's all of the big channels are very much like just sponsorships the whole time. They're like, buy this, sign up for that, do this, do that. I don't want to listen to that all day. Like, I like to listen to Meet Kevin for like finance market stuff. Oh my God, if I hear this guy tell me to buy into his whatever the hell, reinvest, or sign up for his special group, or to use his coupon code, or whatever the hell, one more time, every video is just like a Meet Kevin promo with some economic data like sprinkled in. He's like, oh, the housing market, but first, sign up for Reinvest, use coupon code Reinvest, and make sure you buy some Reinvest for your reinvestment into Reinvest. And you're like, what? And then he's like, also, the housing market's down. Have a good night, guys. And he just leaves. It's out of control. So I feel like all of the smaller channels that I like to enjoy don't do that. And it's so much nicer. So I don't know. That's not a reason why I do it, but that's how they make millions. I don't want to do that, man. I feel bad. I had somebody from Blowfin reach out. I don't know anything about Blowfin. I don't use it. Like, if you guys want to use my affiliate links, that's cool. I'm not going to shove them down your throat every day, and it helps the channel a tiny bit. But also, it is leverage trading, and they're exchanges that don't require KYC, so they could literally just take your money and disappear over time. I sign up for Robinhood and Coinbase. That's great. Those are down there too. But I'd rather, if you guys make money from anything that I say and you feel like it, you can sign up for a membership on the channel, or you can super chat. But don't feel obligated to do that. It's up to you entirely. I don't need shit from you guys. I appreciate it. Just show up, man. That's all that I want. That's all that I ask. Only if you enjoy it, though. You know? I don't know. Also, you should check out Reinvest. Just kidding. Screw that. Global money supply is out of control. Global money supply is now up to a record 45 trillion. This comes as China's M1 money supply has risen to 16.5 trillion, an all-time high. China has driven the majority of global money supply growth this year. China is currently the largest producer of narrow money in the world, accounting for 37% of the total. Meanwhile, the US M1 money supply, excluding savings deposits, is up to a record 8 trillion, representing 18% of the world's total. Global liquidity is expanding. I do kind of find it funny how much more money China has floating around than the United States, considering the United States economy is allegedly so much bigger, and we don't have as much. Like, I don't understand how that works. You know what I mean? Shouldn't we technically have more money floating around than them if our economy is that much bigger? It's just confusing to me. And shouldn't there, like, if their shit is 4.5 times bigger than ours, then why on earth shouldn't their economy be like 3.5 times worse off? At least? I don't know. It's confusing to me. Foreign holdings of U.S. Treasuries fell 5.8 billion in October and 9.2 trillion to 9.2 trillion, but remain at the second highest levels on record. China's holdings, the third largest holder, declined 11.8 billion to 688.7 billion, the lowest since 2008. However, Belgium's stockpile, which includes Chinese custodial accounts, rose 1.6 billion to a record 468.4 billion. Japan, the largest foreign holder of treasuries, posted a $10.7 billion increase to 1.2 trillion, the highest since July 2022. The UK, the second biggest owner, saw a $13.2 billion surge to $877.9 billion, the third highest on record. Meanwhile, Canadian holdings dropped $56.7 billion to $419.1 billion, the lowest since July. Demand for U.S. treasuries remains strong overall. Very cool. AI boom is accelerating. U.S. tech companies are committing to spend a combined $569 billion on data center leases over the next several years. A lease is a long-term rental agreement, meaning these companies commit to multi-year payments for data centers, offices, or warehouses without owning them upfront. This represents a $197 billion or plus 53% increase from Q2 2025. Oracle alone added $148 billion in new lease commitments in Q3, bringing its total data center lease obligations to $248 billion. Some of these leases can last up to 19 years. Wow, locking Oracle into massive fixed costs regardless of future AI demand. Tech companies are making massive bets on AI. That's crazy. $500 billion in future data center leases loom. Wow. Next, we got the U.S. Consumer Sentiment Assessment of current economic conditions has declined to 50.4 points, the lowest level on record. This is 5 points and 8 points below the lows seen in 2022 and 2008. By comparison, the index stood 11 points higher in 1980 when annual inflation was at 13.5%. Whoa! This comes as Americans' perception of current buying conditions for big-ticket items deteriorated to its lowest level on record. An ongoing affordability crisis and a weakening labor market continue to weigh on household finances, dragging consumer sentiment lower. Consumers have rarely been this pessimistic about the economy. That is actually pretty crazy. Black Monday, 9/11. What is GFC? Global something with the housing market, I think, because it's 2005 to 2009. COVID, and today. That's crazy. We're lower than the pandemic. Whew, what is going on? Breaking. U.S. pending home sales fell minus 5.8% year over year in the 4 weeks ending December 14th, marking the largest decline since the start of 2025. Weakness was broad-based, with pending sales falling in all but 6 of the 50 largest U.S. metro areas. The largest declines were recorded in San Jose, Houston, and Oakland at 35.1%, 20.9%, and 17.6% year over year, respectively. Currently, homes are taking an average of 52 days to go under contract, about 1 week longer than last year. Meanwhile, new listings are down 3.1% year over year, the biggest drop in over 2 years. Housing market activity continues to slow. Teacher said, I hate AI, but I also love AI. One new feature of YouTube AI notice is the ask button in the like row and then summarize. Have you used it? I find it incredibly accurate. I have not, actually. That sounds pretty sick, though. I might check it out. I've definitely seen some uses that are like perfect. Like the Google Nano image generator is the greatest image generator I've seen so far. Grok is okay. It's slowly getting better, but it's very much seems like the great value brand, which makes me feel bad. But allegedly, the new one that hasn't come out yet is really good, according to that trading competition that we saw, where Grok was the worst performer, but they had a secret one that they revealed, and it was like the next version of Grok, and it was the only one that was positive. The rest of them were all negative. So, but yeah, definitely, I've seen some damn good use cases for sure recently. It's definitely been getting better. It's like slowly coming into its own. The stock market's run has been historic. U.S. households now own more equities than real estate as a percentage of their net worth, the third such occurrence over the last 65 years. This comes as corporate equities and mutual funds rose to 31% of net worth in Q2 2025, an all-time high. This percentage has more than doubled since 2008. By comparison, the 2000.com bubble peak was 25%. Wow. Meanwhile, real estate assets fell below 30% of total net worth in Q2 for the first time since 2021. This is far below the 2006 peak of 38% recorded before the housing bubble bursts. Asset owners are winning. Now, unfortunately, yeah, see, there's a spike always before a really bad time in the market. And I think Michael Burry put that information out recently as well. Every time there's a big spike, the market takes a gigantic dump. And yeah, I don't know. Right here, I think we're right here, mid 1990s .com bubble boom. I think we're basically right here, but with AI. I think that's where we're at. It's definitely interesting to watch. The market might just flip. Like, retail might become the big dog, which would be kind of hilarious. It would make sense if wealth was distributed evenly. Not evenly, but like if more people made more money versus like less people making more money. I think that it would make sense that retail would kind of take over the investment space. That's how it used to be. That's how it started. North Korean hackers stole $2.02 billion worth of crypto in 2025, $681 million more than 2024 per Chainalysis. That's crazy. Big Analysts say Bitcoin's fixed supply gives it the edge over gold long term. That's actually pretty sick. So we got can be bought and sold in seconds. Bitcoin, yes. Gold, no. I don't believe that. Actually, you can buy gold in seconds. Go to like eBay. The same concept as Bitcoin. Problem is, I guess you don't have it in your hand, so maybe that's what they mean. Available 24/7. Bitcoin, yes. Gold, no. Requires transportation. Bitcoin, no. Gold, yes. Widely offered for purchase at premium prices. Bitcoin, no. Gold, yes. Widely accepted for sale at a discount from the market price. Bitcoin, no. Gold, yes. Requires physical safe vault middlemen for large amounts. Bitcoin, no. Gold, yes. I mean, that's subjective. That one is subjective. Requires checking authenticity, quality. Bitcoin, no. Gold, yes. Requires checking the amount. Bitcoin, no. Gold, yes. Allows instant balance check. Bitcoin, yes. Gold, no. Requires knowledge of cryptocurrency storage options and risks. May require onboarding. Bitcoin, yes. Gold, not available. Interesting. That's weird. What a weird chart. Insight, the market isn't scared enough to call a bottom per sentiment. This is what I was referencing earlier. I tend to agree with this. Let's go check fear and greed. Yeah, fear and greed's at 25. We're at extreme fear again for like the most consecutive time almost ever. That's not true. We're looking at like June, July 2021. May, June, July 2021. As of right now, it looks pretty similar, to be honest. I would like to see this put against. Can we see fear and greed weighed against the Bitcoin price? Is that what this is? Ooh, I kind of like that. Is that exactly what I'm looking at right now? I think it is. That's awesome. Okay. Um, yeah, I see what they're saying. Can I see the whole damn chart? This doesn't even go back that far. Where can I look at that? Lunar Entity said credit is probably heading back down. Sam Altman had the entire credit market spooked when he started panicking a few weeks ago. What does that mean? Huge. Crypto is saying thank you and goodbye to one of its strongest allies, Senator Cynthia Lummis. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Senator Cynthia Lummis announces she won't seek re-election. Damn. What a legend, though. What a freaking legend. Uh, Press F to pay respects in the chat to Senator Cynthia Lummis. Derek said, we need a black swan event for a major pump. Joe Asventure said, we've been in a bear for months. I think we've been in a bear for years. I think we've been in a bear since 2021. We've been in a bear for 4 years, guys. I feel it. All right. Latest U.S. lawmakers propose a $200 tax exemption for stablecoin payments and delayed taxes on staking rewards. Adoption, Brazil crypto activity jumped 43% in 2025 and average investment per user past 1K. Very cool. Update, chance of another rate cut dropped to 22% per CME group. I think I'm gonna bet on this one. I'm gonna bet that they're gonna lower rates in January, just because I feel like they did this already, and then the data gets worse, and then they're like, oh, we have to lower rates, and it seems like a no-brainer. But I've been wrong before. Honestly, on that Jake Paul fight, I would have bet on Jake Paul because I thought that he was rigging every single one. This was the first one he didn't rig, allegedly. Don't sue me, please. But he got his jaw broken, bro. Lunar Entity said credit heading down is a good thing. When credit spikes, you get default cascades and junk spreads. Most of that is things like Bitcoin leverage, gold leverage, capex debt for companies, etc. Interesting. Joe has eventually said last year was great though, to be honest. Lunar Entity said you had a huge bottom and junk spread last year. And Joe has eventually said for me at least. Honestly, the bear market was my best performance. I think that was like 22, 23. 24 was okay. 25 has been boring. Honestly, 25 has been, in my opinion, the worst year for crypto. I think this has been the most boring. News-wise, it's been great, but everything else sucked, dude. The price action even sucked. Like Solana broke an all-time high by like $5. ETH, $5. BNB. BNB did okay, but Tisha said, do you remember what you discussed yesterday? I posted a screenshot of the AI Ask feature in Discord of yesterday's live. Check it out. Let's see. Yesterday it says for JJ and everybody else, of course, since he hasn't used it, the feature. Okay, let's check it out. We've got that ask about this video feature on Google. Jay was eventually said this year was the word. Dude, it's been so boring. All right, this is what it said. For last night's 20-minute live stream, this video provides an update on the current crypto market, noting Bitcoin's sideways trading and altcoins losing steam. The presenter covers various aspects of the market and related news. Bitcoin currently trading around 88,100, staying below 88.5, which is the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart. Bitcoin dominance is holding below 60%, indicating a potential relief for altcoins if it continues to drop. The market has been quiet, with Bitcoin stuck in a narrow range, possibly due to Asian market dynamics. Ooh, it talked about my what's it called? Liquidation heat map, little market range thing. Ethereum down 0.1%, showing similar action to Bitcoin, seemingly rejecting 3K, but without strong conviction in its drop. Solana down 0.52%, staying within its established range. The presenter notes it has been coiling up for some time and hopes for a breakout above its legacy neckline. A potential downside target of $100 is mentioned, but a hold at 110, 113 is preferred. Total 3, altcoin market cap down 2.22%, showing a bounce off the $800 billion support level. Cardano down 1. This is sick. It makes me sound really smart. I love that. I think that's badass. Thank you, Tishu. Oh yeah. I'm a little congested. It's kind of dry in here. Okay. Joe Wesman said this year was worst. Lunar Entity said if anyone causes a bear market, it would be OpenAI. Outstanding debt is now over $2 trillion. Tishu said, I love it. Gives you yeah, timestamps is sick. It goes further down, but it's a screenshot. Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't try to scroll. I've done that so many times. I'll like look at a screenshot on my phone and I'll like try to press stuff and I'm like, why is my phone broken? It's really goofy. Joe Wesman said wants to look at Monad TA. Yeah, I'll look at that when I'm done with the news segment. Make sure you remind me, Jay has a venture. Lunar Entity said a contagion in the debt market needs to stay contained for the bull market to continue. A spillover into equities will cause mass panic in every sector, crypto especially. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Chance of another rate cut dropped to 22% per CME Group. Monthly exchange flow exploded to 10.9 billion, the highest since May 2021. That's crazy. Latest, this is the second worst Q4 ever. Yeah, yes it is. And we don't get a lot of red Q4s. Most of them are green. The average for Q4 is 77% in the green. That's pretty crazy. 350,000 Bitcoin was sold at a loss. That's crazy too. Klarna taps Coinbase to raise USDC from institutions, pulling stablecoins into the funding stack. Nice. Kathy Wood says 2026 will be a Goldilocks year in 2026 while predicting inflation to drop to 0. Lunar Entity said when junk spreads are in a strong downtrend, credit is abundant and people start leveraging risk like crazy. Is that what's happening right now? Junk spreads in a downtrend? Market. The total crypto market is 1.34 trillion, down from its all-time high, but 630 billion up from its lowest point in 2025. Bitcoin is now 30% away from its all-time high, and we do know that that is about the average that we get a pullback during bull market. So I'm just saying. The Fed is set to pump 6.8 billion into the market this week, bringing total injections to 38 billion over the last 10 days. Will this liquidity injection help Bitcoin and the crypto markets recover? Didn't they cap it at 40 billion a month? I guess that, yeah, that's sounds about right. They started on the 12th, though. I wonder what that 40 billion is going to look like in January. Interesting. Michael Saylor posted another Bitcoin tracker saying green dots beget orange dots. Strategy bought nearly 1 billion worth of Bitcoin last week. How much more do you think they'll add? Where's the green dots? What is he talking about with green dots? That's crazy. All right. We've got people swear by the 4-year Bitcoin cycle that played out only 3 times, yet they ignore 18-year real estate cycle, says 2026 cycle peak. 200-year-old Benner cycle, says 2026 cycle peak. 18-year real estate cycle. There you go. 1954, 1972, 1990, 2008, 2026. Winner's curse. Damn. 2025. Deep recession. Deep recession, midterm peak, midterm recession. You are here. Ooh, I like that. Periods when to make money. 2026. Teacher said posted one more. Last one. Look what I said and what the AI says about you. Lunar Entity said you had a strong downtrend in spreads after April spiked. Then Sam Altman started whispering about to the federal government about bailout in October. Same guy that said he wished his stock was public so that he could laugh at short sellers. Interesting. All right, let's see this one from Tishu. The speaker's general sentiment in the video appears to be bullish on the crypto market, particularly on Bitcoin, while also acknowledging the current sideways movement and hoping for altcoin relief. Is this from today? I can't tell. I wear the same shit every day. Okay, this is not from today. He states that Bitcoin is looking good and looks good, very chill, very sideways. He points out the closing above 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart would be good for medium time frame bull. He expresses a desire for Bitcoin dominance to drop to the downside, get some relief from our old coins. It says old coins. I definitely said altcoins, indicating a hopeful outlook for altcoins. That's funny. Regarding Ethereum, it's not too worried about it, despite a slight pull down, noting no conviction with the sell-off. For total 3, what did you say? Is he bullish or bearish? Oh, ooh, you can ask questions. What? I didn't know you could ask questions. That is so sick. I really like that. Yeah, I like how smart it makes me sound. Okay. that's so cool. All right. I'm almost ready for some Monad TA JY's adventure. Don't let me forget. Lunar Entity said, "This is the graph for spreads, JJ." Okay, let's check it out. After the news segment. Breaking. Binance buying millions of Bitcoin ahead of Fed economic report next week. They are nonstop buying and accumulated over 800 million Bitcoin. What do they know? Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Ooh, I like that. I like it a lot. If you add it as a new pane under SPX, you can see on a weekly, monthly time frame how spikes its spreads affect equities. I don't know how to do any of that fancy stuff. That's crazy. Teacher said the AI even says you like to say number go up, just like I noticed. That's awesome. Fidelity said 1 Bitcoin may be worth $1 billion in 2038. Jeez, that's crazy. ETH Bitcoin holding the support line like a champ. This might get interesting for altcoins. Let's freaking go. U.S. banks are now sitting on $337 billion in unrealized losses. Hell yeah. Silver jumps a new all-time high. And Federal Reserve paid out a record $186.5 billion to banks last year in interest on reserves. All right, let me pull up this bad boy. And switch one day, duh. Let me go to Monad as well. All right, Monad USDC. Let's go. All right. RSI. Is this launched November 24th? So I am getting the same inverse head and shoulder vibes that I'm getting from all the other altcoins, which is actually nice that it's kind of, trading in that same group. RSI looks good. Volume spiking. This is specific to Dex Screener. Hold on. Bank of America high yield option adjusted. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Jesus. Bear with me. And hey, there we go. Okay. Had a lower high on spreads. Could be incredible for Q1 if it confirms down. You can pull up Monad on TradingView. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it after this. 2.95. I do not have Harambe. So I bought and sold Harambe leading up to his death anniversary. That's yeah, JY. I'm gonna go to the proper one. Okay, so this is the graph for spreads. Okay, so it's down. Interesting. Interesting. What is this? 420? Oh, 2020. I just went straight to it just said April 20. I was like, oh, that's 420. Okay, so this was during the pandemic. Interesting. This was during 2015, 16. Okay, that's Obama, I think, right? No, that was Trump. Okay, 15 was Obama, 16 was Trump, 20 was Biden, 25 was Trump again. Okay, I got it, got it, got it. I remember things. 2011. Oh my gosh, 2008 was crazy. Holy crap. Whoa. That's insane. Yeah, this looks great. Nice consolidation. It's all smooth and shit. We had little spikes going on right there. We get gradual spikes, it seems, but nothing too out of control. I prefer the small spikes to the big ones for sure. Just based on what I've experienced and what I'm sure the 2008 financial crisis was like. All right, Monad. Yeah, Derek, I bought Harambe. I had a reminder on my phone for like a month prior to his death anniversary, and I USD. Let's just go USDC. Am I crazy? Where's Coinbase? I'm just gonna go to this one. No, what? I can't find it. All right, let's go to this one. HTX. Yeah, 2008 nearly destroyed the global economy. This is credit spreads on junk bonds. Down means very little fear or problem in debt markets. JY's Avenger said the ticker is MON. Okay, thank you. There we go. Holy crap. Okay. We're on the daily. I think you skipped over it. I got it, got it, got it. All right. So before I get into this, for Derek, I did have a reminder on my phone to buy Harambe like a month before his death anniversary. And I saw that a month before the reminder. No way, they got Wan Shi Tong from He Who Knows 10,000 Things from Avatar. Damn. Is this a scam? Should I buy some of this? I don't even know how much soul I have. Am I even connected to this? All right, I'm not gonna buy it. It's a scam. Anyways, I had a reminder to buy it. I bought it 2 months earlier, and I sold it like a month. I sold it when I got like a 2x or something, I think, and it was very lucrative. We're gonna do it again next year because why not? I think it's around April, May. I don't remember, but yeah, Monad. We got this. There's a little funky inverse head and shoulder vibe going on right here. I'm wondering if this is gonna kind of fulfill itself like that rather than this mini weird one, because that would look much better. We'll see what happens. Lunar Entity said if you go SPX and click the little plus sign next to the ticker name, you can add that credit spread chart to the new pane like an indicator. Weekly time frame is nice. So yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna get proper inverse head and shoulder kind of action like that. If we do, clearly like all hypothetical. Concept could lead us up to 25, which I like. We're at 20 right now. That would be a 25% increase. Yeah, that would be great. Great trade. RSI looks amazing on the 4-hour time frame. You got a green dot, confirmed green dot on market cipher at the Pico low rate here, which is also really good. Your bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI on the 19th. And you are continuing to stay above that moving average, which is awesome. Green dot of the momentum wave pointing to the upside. Only thing that I see here that might be a little short-term temporary thing is you are overbought on your momentum wave on market cipher. Money flow is negative. It's been negative since launch on the 4-hour, but again, that right there should tell you that it's not that big of a thing. What you want to avoid is this little repeat where you kind of just peter out and eventually poop down a little bit more. You don't want to do that again, which is entirely possible, but I don't know. They gotta reestablish their hype because they were clearly like super duper hype back here. And then it tried again and it failed and it failed and it failed and it's now it's way down here. This might have given it enough, scaffolding to continue because you can't just go straight up. You gotta come down here and establish some price action, and then eventually, all of this area is gonna be filled in. All of this area is gonna be filled in, and you're gonna be able to get back up here around like the 35-40 area. I know it seems like I'm rambling. But yeah, you're above 2. Nice psychological level. 25 is going to be another big one. So keep an eye out on that. Buy when there is no hype. Exactly. That's where I keep mentioning that mentality. When I look at a chart and I go, this looks like crap. This one actually doesn't look that bad. But when I do look at a chart and I go, this looks like crap. If it's a good project that you have conviction in, when somebody says it looks like crap, it's probably an amazing time to buy. That's when you're supposed to buy. So saying this looks like crap, I'm not going anywhere near it, is a bad mentality to have, in my opinion. All right, let's end our poll. I asked you guys if you thought we were going to have a Santa rally. Santa rally leading into New Year's. 62% of you said yes. 38% of you said no. Interesting. Bitcoin is chilling. Lunar Entity said the amount of altcoins I've seen in 2025 form an inverse head and shoulders to the downside is somewhat terrifying. For an inverse head and shoulders, you mean just a regular head and shoulders? So I've talked about this a million times too. I have seen. Does STX look like crap? Let's go see. I've seen inverse head and shoulders invalidate. Like, let's just use this as an example. If this goes up here and it rejects breaking above this neckline, it's usually very violent downside move. Same goes for a regular head and shoulders. If you have a regular head and shoulders, I've seen these invalidate as well. If they don't break down, it's a violent move to the upside. Like the invalidation is always like neck breaking on a head and shoulders, from what I've seen. J.S. Image said, can we look at Chog Monad meme, please? Yes. Okay, STX. Does it look like crap? Well, it's struggling to stay above 25. That's going to be a psychological number. Otherwise, you're looking at 1990 or 20. And that, I don't know how far back does this go. Yeah, that's based on previous price action. I mean, it's got a solid uptrend. I would call these hype spikes. if I'm trying not to FUD, if I'm trying to just copium, I would call these hype spikes. And what's nice is you get a little baby spike and then you get this monstrous little double top thing. Baby spike, monstrous double top thing. Right now you just completed your little end of the move spike. And you're bottoming. So yeah, it might look great actually. And you could look for early spring explosion. Not financial advice. That's my long-term outlook. I never zoom out and look at the daily. It actually kind of like it. Double top on gold. Lunar entities. Let's go look at gold really quick. A double top on gold. Ooh, yeah. See, that's where we got to get above this 4,400 that I have marked here. Getting above this and actually trading, it's gonna be a big deal. Let me make this a solid line. Let's go 4. We need to get above 44 and stay above it. Monad market cap at the time of launch, similar to Avalanche, 2020, 2021, 216 to 30 billion. All right, let's go take a look at this chog. I got some sinus. Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't buy that. Bastards, don't use Avatar for your rug. Dang. Okay. Chog on Monad. I got some sinus thing going on, man. What is going on? I am getting effed up. Okay. Chog on Mon. I do like the art. Right away, I'm sold. I don't know why. There's something, a good art just sells me. Is it overhyped? $2.1 million market cap, 125K in liquidity. That's not bad. What is that, like 5%? Ton of sellers. Ton of sellers. That's crazy. What are they selling? Nickels and dimes? The buyers are far outweighing the sellers. Look at that big boy. How much is this guy sold? Okay, that's actually somebody with money trading. Good for them. Good for them. Wow. Okay. I mean, this one seemed a little out of control. But it is what it is. Holders. Okay, you got your liquidity contract. There's another lock right here, it looks like maybe. Who is this 25% guy? That's a little frightening. Maybe that's like team allocation or something. Figure out what that 25.11% is, because they could rug the whole thing. Other than that, it looks actually quite safe from a holder standpoint. Obviously, there's some big boys, but nothing too world-ending. I always like to look at the top traders. Somebody, oh my god, whoa. Okay, this has got to be like the creator, right? Yeah, someone just made $500,000 off this 25 days ago. That's freaking crazy. Are you kidding me? Wow. That is insane. Good for them, man. Okay, so you got... Oof. Yeah, no. This is all just people making a ridiculous amount of money off this. It was a sniper, was a pre-sale launch. I don't think it was. He only bought 0.1 and he just bought 0.1. Yeah, he just made that buy. At the very end, he just made that buy. That's crazy. Could see Mona do the same move from now to November. Nope, it was a sniper. Lunar Entity said glad he made some money. Exactly. I mean, you gotta make money, man. If somebody launches a token and they can do that, somebody can take out 500K. That team altogether probably took out a couple mil. It's sitting at $2.1 million market cap. Still, I think that's totally fine, honestly. That's what you're supposed to do. And people will be like, oh my god, they rugged whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is exactly the same as Monad. This looks like the same exact chart as Monad. I don't think that is a bad thing. People made money off it. Maybe, to the tune of $500,000, that might be a little much. And if it doesn't do good from here, then that's kind of messed up. You can't rug it and then peace out. Joe has eventually said a lot. We're waiting for the contract drop. I mean, it seems like a solid project, honestly. But I think memes are huge risk right now, in my opinion. I've been kind of a weenie about my trading and shit, so maybe don't listen to me. But they're active on X. They got great art. It's very memeable. Yeah. I think it's great. Good meme. Gold, we don't want to double top on gold, so gold can keep going. That's fine. Just keep going, gold. Silver's up 2.5. Jesus, silver's out of control, man. Lunar Entity said meme.c is the meme coin index. Why does that exist? Okay. Yeah. Whew. Been dropping. Maybe it'll bottom soon. We need retail to come back, man. They're busy playing on betting markets. Out of control. Absolutely out of control. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some nasal spray and some dinner, and I gotta go to bed because I gotta be to work early because I'm only working 2 days this week, and I got shit to do. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by. As always, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Sunday and good night.